Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the INT Cheelai unit and we're going to see just how good she is in DBZ Dokkan battle global. Well, in Dokkan battle in general I guess. So Cheelai is a pretty good unit. Honestly speaking, her biggest issue is she's very limited on categories. But Cheelai is very good. And she has a pretty unique and interesting kind of ability. She's basically been designed to entirely exist as a support. She has no attack function whatsoever, which is honestly pretty new in a sense. She has literally no attack function. So if we take a look at her, as a unit, she has key +3 and defense of 139%. She foresees enemy super attack within the character's attacking turn, which basically means she foresees super attacks in her turn. She creates rainbow key spheres. She has a 70% chance of evading the enemy's super attack, including super attack, which is pretty good. She has an additional defense of 39% within the same turn with each attack evaded. She then recovers 39% HP at the end of the turn every time she's evaded 3 attacks. And she also gives all allies key +3 and attack and defense of 39%, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. So she gives key, she gives support, she gives rainbow keys, she has 70% dodge chance, and yeah, she looks really solid. She also, by the way, seals attack and has a high chance of stunning. So she's literally designed to be an all-inclusive support. She's like the mega support. The only problem with Cheelai is link set and category. So link set's link set's not too bad. To be honest with you, her link set's not terrible. It's obviously a bit wonky, but it's not terrible. She's only on Pepe Girl, Space Traveling Warriors, and Bond of Friendship, which does somewhat preclude her from a lot of teams. Like, she's not on a lot of teams. Now she's fantastic on every team that she's on, and Space Traveling Warriors is probably the closest you get to having a pretty functional team for her to exist on. You can run a couple pseudo teams under there, and Bond of Friendship as well, although it's not got the craziest leads. So the thing is with Cheelai is she shares quite a few links with quite a few Pepe Gals units. For example, Robaloo, Mai, she shares a decent chunk of links with Belmas, Margaritas, Vardos. So yeah, pretty much just a lot of Pepe Gals units, which is obviously kind of where you want to run her. It's probably her strongest category outside of Space Traveling Warriors. And yeah, in general, she does have pretty decent coverage. For her as a unit. The main thing is, the teams you can run her on. Now, Bond of Friendship is a pretty interesting team for her because obviously Bond of Friendship is led by Pan. It's led by Caulifla and Kale, and this has some pretty strong units. We're talking Tech Goku, Strength Goku, Int God Goku. We're looking at some pretty solid units, and her as a floating support on this team is really good. The thing is she doesn't even have to be a floating support. You can honestly build her as like a main rotation unit, as long as you have your secondary unit picking up a lot of other links. She has a 70% evasion chance, and you have literally no reason not to build her into dodge, which means you'll have her 70% evasion chance, and then if you build her fully, 30% dodge chance out of the hidden potential system to proc as well, which means she most times should be dodging. Obviously the procs have 2 separate chances, but generally speaking she should be proccing pretty well. And yeah, Cheelai she just looks good. Defense is looking really solid here. 198,000. Obviously we have the Chi on rotation, but you can see where super attacks are happening. She's making rainbow orbs, she's dodging attacks left, right, and center. She can seal, she can stun, she's got it all. She even heals, which for me is the crazy one. Like the healing's where things get a bit ridiculous for me. The dodging in the support is cool. Like to have a very strong dodging support is great, but the fact that she also heals after dodging 3 times and gains defense per dodge is where I think she really starts to show that she's a very impressive looking unit. So yeah, Cheelai, honestly, a lot of fun. Obviously with no attack stat, there's really not much else to point out beyond her support. As you guys know, I've covered why foreseeing super attacks is such a powerful ability, but it is honestly one of the more powerful, if not the most powerful ability in the game, because of the fact that it does remove a large difficulty spike in the game, which is the RNG factor. So Cheelai is exceptionally strong from that perspective. She is super reliable. Orb changes. She pairs up great with Robaloo. They're actually a super fun rotation to run together. And yeah, I just think the two of them are a ton of fun. Cheelai supports Robaloo. Robaloo is very strong defensively after super. Robaloo also pairs up really well with Cheelai in terms of links. There has synergy between their skill sets. It's just very interesting. Cool, fun rotation to run. And honestly, just a lot of fun. So I think Cheelai is honestly quite good. Can't really complain too much about her. I think she's excellent. Yeah, we've seen plenty of Cheelai. Just awesome. Just a really solid support. Obviously her biggest issue is she's just not on a lot of categories. But Bond of Friendship's a strong category for her to exist on, I think at least. And in general, she's still pretty good on Space Traveling Warriors. As soon as they get like a really solid lead that isn't Bojack, then you're gonna see her really start to shine. Because then you can run her alongside, for example, you can run her alongside Ginyu Force, you can run her alongside Freezers, Coolers, just a huge amount of units. So that's pretty big. But making Rainbow Orbs also just helps a ton of units and just helps with their synergy. So Cheelai is probably, overall the best utility unit in the game. I would honestly say Cheelai, based on her passive alone, her availability is obviously limited, but I would say based on passive alone, Cheelai is probably the best utility-based unit. Obviously, you take her into the Broly event, she's gonna take some damage. That's kind of impossible for her to avoid because she can't evade. But take her into any other event, which is everything, and she'll do really well. She's gonna look really good. So Cheelai, super respectful. I think she's a great unit. I think link-wise, there's not too much to say about her. As I mentioned, she links great with Robaloo. In terms of her links, she's got a decently strong set of links. Battlefield Diva, Solid Support, Brainiacs, Cold Judgment. These are all strong links. Shattering the Limit is a fairly common free-to-play key link. She's got New Freezer Army, which is just not a common link at all. Maybe one day. Maybe if they gave this link to Broly movie units or things like that, then yeah. But right now it's just not that strong. And then you have Flea, which is decent, but again, not huge. Although it does give her more dodge chance, which is pretty nutty. So if you can activate Flea, she'll have even more dodge chance. She'll have 10% more, which is pretty nuts if you think about it. But yeah, Cold Judgment, Flea. She's got a great defensive link set, Battlefield Diva, Shattering the Limit for Key. She also gives Key to the rest of the rotation. So honestly speaking, just not that big a deal. She's just a very good unit, a lot of fun. And she has a ton of utility. So really impressed myself with Cheelai. You can link level her, it does give her benefits, but as I kind of mentioned, her limited availability on teams and just the overall fact that she doesn't have a lot of partners, I would refrain from link leveling. But overall, Really fun, really cool, really awesome unit. And that's it from me. Bye.